Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the End of Day Report with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com. All right, let's make this quick because it was a very busy and a very big day. A lot going on. The markets pulled back rather harshly today. As you know, the markets are going to continue to be volatile as we move closer and closer to election day, yada, 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 and all that jazz. Okay. You just have to know that going into it, that that's what it's going to be. All right. Without further ado, let's get into these charts because we got a few to go over. All right. So the very first one is the Ethereum Etf. So we came into today with a rally alert, got no upside production. Instead, the market pulled back just a slightly, and now it flip-flopped back to a crash alert like we had back here. So now we flipped to another crash alert. Looks like it's not going to have enough energy to rally. You lost that bullish weekly trend momentum reading as well. All right, taking a look now at silver futures. So as you know, everything got whacked today. Everything got whacked. All right, so here's this crash alert we had coming into today, and the market gave mad rhythm to the downside. Look at that production. Like I said, ignore these rally and crash alerts at your own peril. Look at that. That is remarkable. Remember, I told you were working with a situation where, you're starting to get tight up here in this Kumo cloud as these ranges start to squeeze in. It's also really interesting how the past couple of weeks, all the talking heads have been talking about buying silver. You've heard, the Goldman Sachs's and JP Morgan's of the world talk about it. You even had all your YouTubers, no names to be mentioned, talking about buying silver and silver's going to 5 million and all this nonsense. And today silver said, shut up to everybody and just broke support and gave up mad downside production, not to mention a bearish weekly trend momentum reading. So, yeah, man, the trade is still to the sell side. Now, I expect the market will try to retrace in the overnight, probably get up to perhaps maybe 24, try to get you close to a 50% retracement, maybe. It depends on how much selling pressure is going to come in. It could just keep dropping. So, like I said, the best entries are the rally and crash alerts. When you get them, you get in, man. You get in. If you wait to get in now, you've already missed so much downside production. Your risk is a little heavier. But, to each his own. All right, let's look at the Forex on the Australian dollar. We got the Aussie. All right, so as you can see here, this one hasn't been missing a beat, has it? All right, so another test. Right now, the bias is still to the long side of the market. We don't have any reason to panic. You're just in the trading range. Remember what I told you. Markets like to test the upper and lower supports of the Kumo cloud. We're in a buy, meaning a long only phase where all pullbacks are being bid right back up again. Until this pattern changes, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I see this pullback today getting bid right back up like you did back here. You came down, dropped even further, and then you reversed and came back up again. Now you're coming back down again. So the market needs to make its mind up. What is it going to do? What does it want to be when it grows up? Technically speaking, you are under a corrective state, but you're not seeing any real trending. There's no downside per se, but that could happen at any moment. Today is kind of reminiscent of that. You fell out the Kumo cloud. Last time it got bid back up. If it doesn't get bid back up this time, then yeah, it could just it's looking like it's dangling off the cliff. It's hanging off the cliff, but it hasn't completely fallen off the cliff yet. You would have thought that back here, the danger, but nope, came back up. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Dun, dun, dun. All right, next we got the mighty Bitcoin futures composite index. Crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. We've now topped out officially. All right, short-term top. All right, we came into today with that upper bias. You got a brief continuation pattern before the market pulled back on you. All right, so those that rode all of this from this rally alert, you should have taken some profit. All right, if you didn't take any profit and you're still long, you should be out now with profit and getting ready to see if this crash alert produces downside or if it's going to be a pause and get you back in long again. So right now, the trade is off the table to the long side. You're looking now to the crash alert and the trend line support at 11.5. All right, so we shall see what makes itself. All right, now the euro dollar. Okay, so here's the thing with the euro dollar. You have a bearish weekly trend momentum reading, and the trade is still to the sell side with what? Rallies being sold. What do we see today? Rallies being sold back down to the trend line support. So again, this is the pattern. You're testing the support, you're testing the resistance, and right now these bands are narrowing. So you know a breakout or breakdown is imminent in the euro dollar. All right, looking at the pound sterling. What's up with the British pound? What's up with the Brexit? Okay, so we here flip-flop from the bullish to a bearish bias with what? Rallies being what? Sold. Here's your crash alert. Here's this nice downside production. Don't fight the tape. Don't try to second guess the system. Trade with the system. Bearish weekly trend momentum reading, but then the market came back and closed above the trend line support. Trying to really confuse you, isn't it? Now, the complexion is a bullish one, longer term on the weekly, suggesting that the market wants to rally. But that bullish weekly trend momentum reading has come off, and now you're getting that bearish one looking like the market's locking in now and that there's a lot more downside production to come. That is what you would be thinking, and rightfully so. But let's see. We'll have to see. Patience, patience. All right, how about Ethereum itself? Cash market. First, we looked at the ETF Ethereum. Now we're looking at the cash, and you see here, we've been flip-flopping. All right, so from here we had a rally alert, got upside production, then you got a crash alert, got downside production, then you got a rally alert, no production. Now you got a crash alert for tomorrow, for tonight into tomorrow's trading. Trend line support down here around the 360-ish level. It would be the initial target here. So we're flip-flopping here. This is usually the first warning signs in a bullish situation when you start taking out support, okay? And the market's confused, all right? You're consolidating. Even though you're not in the Kumo cloud, this is a consolidation situation, all right? You shouldn't be getting, crash alerts that manifest like this. Shouldn't be getting them at all. You should just have regular pullbacks that don't manifest anything. But then when you get these situations like this, you can't ignore them. Again, crash alert, downside production. Crash alert, downside production. See what I'm saying? You crash alert, incredible downside production. So you can't ignore the crash alerts. Crash alert here, downside production. Another one here, downside production. All of these crash alerts are producing downside productions. So we have to wait and see, is this Ethereum about to break down? Your guess is as good as mine. Follow the reports, though. That's for real. How about Litecoin? Litecoin. What's going on with Litecoin? All right, so we got the bullish weekly trend momentum reading, but we got a sell bias in the market with rallies being sold. But this produced a bullish pointer on the daily chart for Litecoin. So here's your crash alert. You're starting to get downside production today. Trend line support down here around the 50-ish level is the initial target. The top of the Kumo cloud, though, is serving as a temporary strong support. Will it be able to hold the prices at bay, or is it going to keep on falling deeper into the cloud and test this trend line support? That is the million-dollar question. All right, how about Facebook? What's up with Facebook? As you know, the tech sector was all up in the media today. having to give an account for how they've been doing things and what's up with their technology under the hood, back doors and all that other stuff, and what's up with your, invasion of privacy, what's up with you censoring speech and all this other stuff, and they had to give an account. So in the meanwhile, you got this crash alert that came here, and then you got this downside production, and you're almost at the trend line support target. And you got a bearish weekly trend momentum reading. So it is what it is. We have fallen from grace, but it's still maintaining a weekly bullish perspective. So that part technically hasn't changed, but the bias is to the sell side with rallies being sold. So because of a day like today, any asset that was down hard today, you can expect either a narrow range inside day for tomorrow or even a retracement of that, okay? But you can't get too happy because even if we have a nice rally tomorrow, it could still just be setting up for the next leg down. So you really got to be careful, and you really, really need the pulse waves right now. In these wild times, I warned you guys about the volatility. Soon as after I did my video last night, look what happened today. I don't make this stuff up. I don't pull it out of the air. I tell you guys things well ahead of the moves in the market to warn you. I also told you about the algo shift that was coming. I told you that. See, I try to give you guys timely warnings before these markets go bananas on you and take your money. I put you in a situation where you can take their money. All right, you were forewarned in yesterday's reports, and you came into today equipped. You had your trades that you could have took. See, this is the time where you need to look at those loadeds also. Start looking at those loaded reports too. All right, and definitely want to start looking at those. Okay, so in your GBTC, the Bitcoin ETF, we flip-flop from bullish to a bearish perspective with a crash alert for tomorrow. I think the market wants to come down and try to fill these gaps sooner rather than later, like I was saying yesterday. Remember last night? Trend line support is the initial target. All right, so markets are listening to what the pulse waves are saying. The algo capitalists won't lead you wrong, baby. All right, here we go. GDXJ, haven't talked about it in a while. Right here's your crash alert, and here's all your downside production. When you have a crash alert like this, it means that all rallies will be sold. Here's a rally. What did it do? It got sold. Here's a rally. What did it do? It got sold. Here's a rally. What did it do? It got sold. Look at all the downside production in your GDXJ, ladies and gents. You could have shorted this, or you could have went into the JDST, I believe, is the one for this one, and you could have just been, chilling, doing your thing, or maybe got long some dust or whatever. It's how it is, man. It's just timing is everything. All right, here's another one we haven't looked at in a while, and that's Hack. All right, ladies and gentlemen, crash alert, and look at this incredible downside. Rallies being what? Sold. Rallies being what? Sold. That's what happens in a bearish biased market. Elongated trend momentum reading, which is bearish. And we got the trend, the weekly trend momentum reading is also pointing down. Momentum is pointing down. Therefore, we expect a lot more downside to come. And we're falling off. Now, this is what falling off the cliff looks like. See how this thing just came out like that? Yeah, but it's probably going to pause here, head fake you with this bullish pointer, and back and fill up in here. You get another bar like this, and they'll be ready to puke again. So that's what you'll be waiting on. Look at the report for further guidance. Okay, here's OIH looking at the Crude Oil Etf. So here's your crash alert here. Here's all your downside production here. This is a gap. So if not tomorrow, in the next couple of days, it will back and fill before continuing its decline more likely. All right. Trend momentum reading is bearish. Weekly trend momentum reading, bearish, that's what you got to do with it. You got to let the market do what it's going to do. All right, what about those gold futures, huh? What's up with gold? Bearish trend bias, right? Crash alert, downside production. What do we do with a bearish bias? Rallies get sold. Rallies get sold. Even on a little intraday narrow range, rallies still get sold. All right. And then here, boom, the rally gets sold. Little micro rally, boom, rally gets sold. That's what happens in these markets. All right, wash, rinse, repeat. How about the Nasdaq 100 futures contract? What about that? What's up with that? Well, here's the crash alert, and here's the downside production. Rallies getting what? Sold. Rallies getting what? Sold. Rallies getting what? Sold. Now we're right here respecting the top of the Kumo cloud perfectly. Go figure. And you have an elongated bearish weekly trend momentum reading, and your weekly bearish momentum is pointing downward. This could just be the beginning. We could fall over the cliff and keep falling in the Nasdaq. So that's just something that you're going to want to watch. All right, here's the crude oil futures contract. Here's the crash alert. Here's all that downside production. Rallies getting what? Sold. Rallies getting what? Sold. All right, again, trying to respect the top of the Kumo cloud, but this one looks like it wants to fall out of bed and roll over the cliff. So just something for you guys to think about. Okay, I got time for just one. I see your euro yen request, and we'll go ahead and we'll put that up for you right quick. Let me find it one quick second. Euro yen. All right, here we go. All right, euro yen. All right, this is the last thing I got for euro yen. And here you go. This one has been a long time going. Here's your crash alert back here. And then what do you have? Rallies getting what? Sold. Rallies getting what? Sold. Then you get your rally, then it sells. And you get another rally and it sells. Another rally and it sells. Another rally. And here we are selling again. This one has fallen completely out of bed and is preparing to put another leg down. Bearish weekly trend momentum reading. The euro yen is leading the U.S. equity market to the downside. All right. This is what it is, folks. I'm telling you, these reports have been just on the money. I don't know how you do it. How do you trade with no pulse waves? I don't get it. You wouldn't catch me doing that, man. I don't know what to tell you. You got to have them. You got to have them. You're not going to know what's coming if you don't have these reports. So you need to go to PulseWaveTrading.com and go ahead and grab you some reports or do something so you can be in the know and so that you can make some of this money and make your account grow. All right. And with that being said, you know what it is. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get what? Slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I am out. Lord willing, see you guys in the morning for the pre-market pulse scan. No doctor's visits lined up, so we should be good. All right. So get some sleep. Trade those markets, get those tickets on and popping, and go ahead and build that account. I'm out. Peace.